The origins and creation of the Warhammer 40,000 tabletop game can be traced back to the early 1980s. The game was created by Rick Priestley and developed by Games Workshop, a British tabletop games company. The initial concept was influenced by various science fiction and fantasy franchises, including Dune, Star Wars, and 2000 AD. The first edition of the tabletop game was released in 1987 and was an instant success, garnering a large and dedicated fanbase. Since then, the game has undergone multiple revisions and expansions, with the latest edition being released in 2020. The game has also been accompanied by various novels, comic books, video games, and other merchandise, further solidifying its status as a popular and iconic franchise. The Warhammer 40,000 franchise has expanded into various other media forms beyond the tabletop game. Some examples include novels. A number of novels set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe have been published, including standalone novels and series, such as the Horus Heresy series and the Gaunt's Ghosts series. These novels offer a deeper look into the setting, characters, and factions of the universe and provide new perspectives on familiar elements. Video games. A number of video games set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe have been released, including real-time strategy games, first-person shooters, and turn-based strategy games. These games offer players the chance to control and command the armies and characters of the Warhammer 40,000 universe and engage in battles and conflicts in a virtual setting. Movies. Although there have been no full-length movies set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, a number of short films and animated features have been released. These works offer a glimpse into the world of Warhammer 40,000 and provide fans with a visual representation of the setting and characters. Comics. A number of comic books and graphic novels set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe have been published. These works offer a different perspective on the setting and provide fans with a visual representation of the action and characters. The evolution of the game rules and setting of Warhammer 40,000 is a complex and ongoing process that has taken place over several decades. The game has gone through several editions, each of which has made changes to the rules and added new content to the setting. These changes have been designed to keep the game fresh and exciting, while also accommodating the growing body of lore and storyline that has been developed over time. Some of the key changes to the game rules over the years include modifications to the way units move and fight, the addition of new weapons and abilities, and updates to the way players manage resources and armies. In addition, the setting has been expanded to include new factions, characters, and locations, as well as new background information on existing elements of the universe. Through all these changes, the game has remained true to its core themes and concepts, and continues to be a beloved and highly regarded franchise in the tabletop gaming community. The Warhammer 40,000 franchise has a large and dedicated fanbase, who have formed communities and created a wealth of fan-made content over the years. This includes online forums, social media groups, fan fiction, art, and more. These communities have helped to grow the franchise and promote its popularity, and have also provided a platform for fans to discuss their favorite factions, share tactics and army lists, and engage in friendly competition through organized play events and campaigns. The fan culture surrounding Warhammer 40,000 is passionate, creative, and driven by a love for the rich and complex universe that Games Workshop has created. The Warhammer 40,000 franchise has had several major milestones and events throughout its history. Some of these include: 1. The release of the first edition of the tabletop game in 1987, which introduced the Grimdark universe and its various factions and races. 2. The expansion of the franchise into novels, with the publication of the first Warhammer 40,000 book, Space Marine in 1988. 3. The launch of the popular video game series, starting with Warhammer 40,000, Dawn of War in 2004. 4. The release of several miniatures and model kits, allowing fans to build and collect their own armies. 5. The introduction of new factions and races, such as the Necrons, Dark Eldar, and Sisters of Battle, which added depth and complexity to the setting. 6. The organization of major events, such as the Games Day UK, which attracted thousands of fans and showcased new products and releases. 7. The creation of a thriving online community, where fans can discuss their favorite factions, share tactics and army lists, and participate in online games. These events and milestones have helped to shape the Warhammer 40,000 franchise into what it is today, and have contributed to its enduring popularity and success. The Warhammer 40,000 franchise has had a significant impact and influence on popular culture and other franchises, particularly in the science fiction and tabletop gaming genres. The franchise's dark and grim setting, as well as its rich and detailed world building, has inspired a number of other works of fiction, including video games, movies, and novels. Additionally, the franchise's emphasis on large-scale warfare and its iconic Space Marines have become iconic and recognizable elements in popular culture. The franchise's complex political and social structures, as well as its rich history and mythology, have also attracted a large and dedicated fan base that continues to contribute to the franchise's growth and evolution. Overall, the Warhammer 40,000 franchise has had a significant impact on the broader science fiction and tabletop gaming communities, and its legacy continues to be felt to this day. The topic of relationships and collaborations with other game and media companies refers to the various partnerships and projects that the Warhammer 40,000 franchise has undertaken with other companies in the gaming and entertainment industries. Some examples include: 1. Video games. The Warhammer 40,000 franchise has been adapted into several video games, including real-time strategy games, first-person shooters, and role-playing games. These games have been developed and published by a variety of companies, such as THQ, Games Workshop, and Sega. 2. Board games. In addition to the tabletop miniatures game, the Warhammer 40,000 franchise has also been adapted into several board games, including strategy and war games. 3. Novels and comics. The franchise has also been expanded into novels and comic books, which explore different aspects of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Some of these books have been published by Black Library, which is a subsidiary of Games Workshop. 4. Film and television. There have been several attempts to adapt the Warhammer 40,000 franchise into film and television, including the animated series, Warhammer 40,000: Dawn of War. These relationships and collaborations with other companies have allowed the Warhammer 40,000 franchise to reach a wider audience and explore different aspects of its rich and expansive universe. Games Workshop, the publisher of Warhammer 40,000, has undergone several ownership changes throughout its history. The company was founded in 1975 and has since expanded into a global enterprise, publishing tabletop games, miniatures, and hobby supplies. However, despite its success, Games Workshop has undergone several changes in ownership and leadership. One of the significant ownership changes occurred in 1991 when Games Workshop was acquired by publicly traded British publisher Bolton Publications. This acquisition allowed Games Workshop to expand into new markets and continue to grow its business. However, in 1997, the company was bought back by its original owners and became a private company once again. Another major ownership change occurred in 2012 when private equity firm, Warhammer Games Limited, acquired a majority stake in Games Workshop. This change brought new investment and resources to the company, allowing it to continue to grow and expand into new markets. Despite these ownership changes, Games Workshop has remained at the forefront of the tabletop gaming industry, producing some of the most iconic and beloved games and settings in the industry. Through its commitment to quality and its dedicated fan base, the company has cemented its place as a leader in the tabletop gaming world. Marketing and advertising campaigns have played a significant role in the growth and popularity of the Warhammer 40,000 franchise. Games Workshop, the creator of the franchise, has utilized various forms of advertising to reach its target audience, including print advertisements in hobby magazines, online advertisements, and partnerships with other companies and organizations. One of the most well-known advertising campaigns for the franchise was the Realm of Chaos campaign, which ran in the late 1980s and was aimed at promoting the darker and more mature elements of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. The campaign included a series of books, supplements, and miniatures, and was known for its vivid and graphic imagery. Games Workshop has also utilized social media platforms and online communities to reach a wider audience and to promote new releases and events. The company has also developed partnerships with video game developers and other media companies to expand the franchise into new markets, such as video games, movies, and television shows. These partnerships have helped to increase the visibility of the franchise and have allowed the company to reach a wider audience, particularly younger generations of gamers. Overall, the marketing and advertising campaigns for the Warhammer 40,000 franchise have played a crucial role in its growth and popularity over the years, and have helped to establish it as one of the most well-known and recognizable brands in the tabletop gaming industry. The topic of fan-made content and modding communities in the Warhammer 40,000 franchise refers to the various fan-created modifications, adaptations, and new works based on the original setting and materials. These communities of fans and enthusiasts play an important role in the continued growth and evolution of the franchise, providing new perspectives, interpretations, and creative contributions to the universe. Some examples of fan-made content in the Warhammer 40,000 franchise include custom rules modifications for the tabletop game, fan-created fiction and artwork, and mods for video games set in the universe. These works often showcase the passion and creativity of the fans, and can even lead to new ideas being incorporated into the official canon. Modding communities also play a role in the continued development and improvement of video games set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Players create mods to add new features, improve graphics, and enhance gameplay, providing a unique and customizable experience for fans. Additionally, modding communities provide a space for players to share their creations and collaborate with others, contributing to a thriving fan culture that supports and celebrates the franchise.